One of the most interesting parts of a story that involves powers to me is how these powers work. On the anime world, we have a huge variety of power systems, but only a few with a concise deepness to it. Like HunterXHunter's name, for example. It's such a compelling, well-built power system that really solidified the manga as one of the best ever made. I'm not saying that everything literally revolves around the power system, but it is a literary device that really pushes the story to the next level. The secret is not how complex the system is per se, but how it creates the sense of rules and the extension of said rules. Not that the characters cannot break these concepts, no, but the reader needs to understand the core of the system, not just accept it and drag it through the story. That's just overall boring. So today we're going to talk about a manga that really surprised me. Not only because of its interesting characters and plot, but mainly because of its innovative and refreshing power system. Today, we'll talk about Gachiakuta. Gachiakuta is a Japanese manga series written and illustrated by Kei Urana. If you are a more seasoned otaku, you've read or watched Soul Eater and Fire Force. Well, Kei Urana was one of the assistants of Atsushi Okubo, the author of both series. And not only she worked years with him, but Okubo even called her his successor. And in the manga world, there is nothing more prestigious than that. With that said, we'll talk soon enough about the parallels and similarities between Fire Force and Gachiakuta, as I want to make a whole video about it. But for now, let me brief you guys about the plot of the manga so we can move to the power system. Living in the slums of a wealthy society are a population of tribesfolk, who are descended from criminals exiled from society. Living amongst the tribesfolk is a young boy named Rudo, who detests the upper class wastefulness. They often dump anything deemed trash, like toys, garbage, and even criminals, into a massive dump site below the town known as the Pit. Rudo was told by his foster father, Regto, that his biological father was dumped into the pit before he was even born. One day, after scrabbling through a dump site, Rudo returns home to find Regto killed. Apprehended at the scene, Rudo is immediately charged with murder despite his innocence, due to his status as a tribesman. Unable to escape his fate, Rudo swears revenge upon the people and is dumped into the pit. After being dumped into the pit, Rudo awakens to find himself disoriented in a foul-smelling, endless landscape of trash. Rudo is then attacked by large beasts made of garbage and fends them off until he's rescued by a man named Engin. The man explains to Rudo that he is in fact not underground, but he's falling to the surface from his city called the Sphere. After testing him and awakening his power as a giver, don't worry, we'll talk soon about that, Engin invites Rudo to join him as a cleaner. The cleaners are an organization of givers who use the power of unique weapons known as jinki, or vital instruments, to hunt the trash beasts which attacked him. Rudo reluctantly accepts Engin's offer to join the cleaners, so long as it helps accomplish his goal of returning to the Sphere and enacting revenge on those who dumped him into the pit. Okay. We'll not get too much deep into the plot, cause we're here to talk about something else. So let's actually do it. In the world of Gachiakuta, the vital instrument or jinkis are manipulated by givers, which are basically people who have the power to draw out and harness the thought within a vital instrument. And here we have a very interesting Shintoist myth mixed together with this concept. In Japanese folklore, objects can gain soul and even a personality if their owner has a strong enough sentimental attachment to it, which can be related to the first page of Gachiakuta, where the author makes it clear that objects that are cherished have a soul of its own. But what happens when those objects are discarded and no one cherishes them anymore? Well, only time will tell, right? That is the core of Gachiakuta. If you take good care of an object, maybe in the future it can become a jinki. It is not clear yet the exact time or level of care that you need, but it is not something too rare to happen. So in this manga we can apply 3 different factors when talking about the power system. First, we have the jinki itself, that is the actual weapon. Then we have your perspective of the jinki, that will dictate its powers. And then we have your stamina to manipulate the jinki. A lot of concepts are still being explored in the story, as the manga only has 100 chapters, but I'll give my best to explain everything as simply as possible. Actually guys, the first and third factors that I just mentioned are not where Gachiakuta shines. The real deal is in the second one, perspective. When I say perspective, I'm talking about how you envision your valuable object, how you experience this object, and how you connect with the object. It's not because I have a jinki that is a sword that I must use it as a regular sword, swinging left and right. Maybe I like and care about this sword because the sound it makes when it hits the floor, which would make me have some type of sound-related power. Or maybe because I loved imagining myself using it as a skateboard, so I would have like a mobility power. Who knows? There is no limit to what you can do with a jinki. It only depends on your perspective. Maybe these examples were not good enough, so let me use some examples from the manga. Come with me. There's this girl in the manga that you'll come to love, that is named Ryo. Ryo is a badass giver with scissors as her jinki, but she doesn't use the scissors normally. She actually uses her feet to manipulate them. Well, she still cuts things and creatures with it, but in an odd way, right? While Rudo watches her fighting for the first time, he comes to a very important conclusion. Everyone has their own way of using things. Now you may be thinking, wait,
So this is the innovation you're talking about? A girl who swings her scissors with her feet? Hard pass.
Well, don't worry. This next one will for sure intrigue you. The main character's jinki. Rudo has a pair of gloves that become his jinki, because ever since he was a kid, he loved fixing things like radios, TVs, dolls, basically whatever he could obtain in the trash. These gloves were given to him by his foster father to protect his burned hands, so he created a bond so deep with the gloves that they have a power never seen before. It transforms any trash he wishes into powerful jinki. Basically, it's the power to draw out the value of anything he touches to the fullest. Of course, with its limitations, like stamina for example. He wastes more energy than normal givers because of its unique trait. So you get what I'm saying, right? It's not because his gloves are his weapons that he has powers related to punching or straight up fighting like on regular manga. His perspective of the gloves together with his experiences made his powers bloom like that, which really shows to us how Rudo's personality and characters mix with his powers not only on a visual level by the looks of the weapons, but on a profound level too, as his perception of the world helps to decide what powers the new weapons will hold. This power system is so creative that you always get yourself guessing, how will the next giver use his jinki? Will it be something crazy or ordinary? Or you may ask yourself, so how will Rudo use these new objects as weapons? Because sometimes, man, you have no idea at all. Like on the first chapters, for example. While the cleaners were fighting a strong enemy, one of the teammates gets severely injured and almost dies. This character some chapters before shows Rudo one talisman that he bought not long ago, and tells him that he always pray before a mission for the safety of everybody of the team, for everybody's safe return. While seeing his friend down on the floor, Rudo grabs the talisman and transforms it into a jinki, mixing his friend's beliefs with his own interpretation of a safe return, creating a gigantic totem-like talisman with the powers of teleporting any hostility within its range. Like, you could try to hit him, but he would move you forward or left or wherever he would like, making it impossible to hit him if the attacker was hostile. This is just the tip of the iceberg, guys. Like, there are boots that the user has abilities related to the smell of the boots. There are headphones used to listen to every memory of a person. There is even a manhole that is used as a teleporter. Things get very crazy in this manga, and the power system not only enhances that, but is well structured enough that you never feel as the characters are pulling random powers from their asses, like on most shonen mangas, right? This manga has a very chaotic power system, but at the same time, a very well thought and cohesive one. The element of what if that the weapons possess is incredible, and the way that the author creates limits and rules for each power is simply masterful. Kei Urana sensei is definitely the successor of Atsushi Okubo, but she's far away of being just that. The characters are well written, the story is amazing and hard to predict, and the power system is a breath of fresh air. So if you like this video, you should definitely read the manga or at least wait for the anime that will premiere in 2025. You will not regret it. There will be a video soon talking about all the parallels between Fire Force and Gachiakuta. Is something that I'm very excited to do, as this manga has clear references to how Fire Force and even Soul Eater are represented. And that's it for today, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Leave a like and subscribe for more. Keep recycling, keep reusing things, keep being passionate, and of course, keep reading manga. Bye!
Here we go! Excalibur! Excalibur! From United King, I'm looking for him. I'm going to California.